Good morning, friends. Welcome to the BISP Solutions. This is Raj Bhatt, and today we will be covering the topic creating application for PBCS. Today, we will understand that how to create appropriate application as per the company's goal and requirement. So let's have privilege to start this insightful learning. First and foremost, before creating new application, we have to remove the existing application. Now we are inclined to remove the application. So how we will remove the application? You can see here the icon application is there. So normally you have to click this icon and go to overview. It will take time to open, but it will show the interface. Another way to click on the application is you can click on the navigator flow on the three lines. You can go here and under the application you can start the application and you can click on the overview button. It is taking a little time, but it will be done. Let's refresh it once again. So you can see here it's a vision application. So if we want to delete it, again we will follow the same procedure. Perhaps someone has deleted the application. So again we will go to the application here and we will click the overview. And you can see here the interface is going to be open. So you can see here we have the options of overview, cubes, dimension and activity reports. So here you can see actions. Under the actions we have the different options like import data, export data, disable hybrid mode, refresh database, clear cube and remove application. Some more options are also there, but here we will use the remove application option. So let's click to remove the application. It is notifying you that this action will delete the application and all of its contents. This action cannot be undone. It is recommended that you back up the application first and continue to delete the application. So I am going to remove it. I am going to delete the application as we are focusing on creating the new application. So we will delete the application. It is taking time to delete, but we have to wait a little while. Actually, instance takes a long time to process anything. So that's why it is taking the time to remove the application. But once it will remove, it will show the three options in front of us. I think the process has been done. Again we will sign in. And here we can see in front of us that three options are there that create a sample application, create a new application, and the last option is migrate. So first we will see the use, that why this options are here and what is the uses of it. So if we will talk about the create a sample application, so the sample application, often referred to as a vision, it provides a fully configured environment that demonstrate various aspects of the PBCS platform. So it includes various things like financial module, workforce, as well as the capital module. So why it is useful and why the Oracle PBCS has given this option to the users. So users, especially those new to PBCS, can use the sample application in several ways. Training and education, like it's an excellent tool for training new users. They can explore the different modules, enter data, and run reports without the risk of impacting a live production environment. Even it is also good for the demonstration, like it's used by the Oracle and partners to demonstrate the capability of PBCS to potential clients. If I talk about the different uses, so these are template for the development. So we have a pre-built templates here, like while not a one-size-fits-all solution, the structure and design of the sample application can serve as a starting point or a reference for developers building a custom application. Even the users can see how different components are configured as well as integrated. So, in essence, if I would see and if I would summarize it, so sample application serves as a hands-on and low-risk sandbox for exploring and learning, demonstrating the powerful feature of Oracle planning and cloud budgeting. Another thing, the option that we have, it is create a new application. We will work upon this option and we will see that how the PBCS application can be made. And another thing is migrate. So this is the last option. It is the option which takes a screenshot from the previous Oracle instance as well as it creates the application as per the company's requirements, that whatever the companies has the requirement and whatever the screenshot has been taken as well as the backup has been taken from the past instance, it will create the instance according to that migrate. So this option is also very much important as well as significant. So we will work upon the creating a new application, because as it is important to know that PBCS as well as the EPBCS instance can only be created through this option. But we will work upon the sample application because we will not have the exact data of the company, so that's why it would be more easier for us to work on sample application. So now I'm going to show you that how we can create a new application. So let's click on this icon, start, and we will see here that this page would be there. So here we will also use the paint to describe you. You can see the things in a better manner as well as you can perceive the things with good diagrammatic effect so that the concept would go in your mind. So here you can see that we have the first thing in the page, that this display talks about the name, description and application type. Consequently, you might have some doubt that what kind of information is needed to create the application. So these are general application set of information, that is GASI. It includes application name and description. Also, it talks about the application type. Accordingly, we are bound to decide the type of application, that what type of application we are creating. Are we going for custom planning, module, or the freeform planning? So let's have a screenshot of it. Then we will discuss each of the point in a descriptive manner. So I have just pasted the screenshot of the first page of creating the application, and here we will see that how this application is useful, and how these different names will help us to create a final outcome application. So here we have the front page. So let's discuss it. So here you can see we have the name clause. So what is the use of it? Let's see. So here we will see that how the names are given. So basically names that has to be given by the company itself. So if as per the context of company, so company can give their unique and descriptive name. This name will be used throughout the environment. So here we can write it that it talks about the unique and descriptive name. So here the company will give the descriptive name, where it could be different name like FinPlan as well as the Plan Bus. So different kind of names that the company can give. That what kind of the consulting group name would be suitable for the instance, so they can meet as per their requirement. So another thing that we have, it is the descriptive type. So what it done, here we will see its effect. So it talks about the brief description of the application's purpose. Suppose if you want to elaborate that what kind of application it is and how it deals with different types of financial planning as well as the workforce planning. So why this application is important and what is the use of this application? You can describe this all form in this descriptive manner. So you can write that it is a brief description of the application's purpose. You can also make the notes from the diagram, so it will be more easier to you to remember this concept, and it will be directly go to your mind if you will remember this. Because the purpose of this session is, to pass the learning, to pass the insights about this instance in a easier and in a simple form, so that everyone can understand, and the concept should be unambiguous to the person, whatever the concept may be, but it should be clear to the person that who is watching here. So here I can write, if I am writing, so you can also write on your documentary physical purpose, so that everyone can watch it, everyone can remember it. So it is a brief description. So it is a brief description of the application. Whatever the name that we have given, it should be justified that what kind of name we have given and what is the description of this instance. Here we have the application type. So what it works, we will understand here. So accordingly, we are bound to decide the type of application and what would be the type of application we are creating. Are we going for the custom or the module one? That's the big question. So there is a dichotomy, a difference between custom, modules and freeform planning. So let's have a look on the custom planning or the application. So it is also known as the PBCS application. It means you are making the application from the scratch itself. In short, you are customizing and building an application from the base level. As for module as concerned, it is a ready-made solution for the problems. It means it entails pre-built framework. Yesterday we have discussed about that what is the difference between PBCS and the EPBCS and how these both things are useful to do the forecasting, planning as well as the budgeting. So here we are talking that how we can create the custom application, because custom application is also known as the PBCS application. So here we are little bit emphasizing upon the PBCS solutions. But as for EPBCS is concerned, so it talks about the pre-built templates. It is the more advanced version. So last option also there on the application tab, that is free form planning. So it is a highly solution with no dimensions requirement. So here you can see we can write here that this is the type of application that we are creating. So here we can write the type of application that we are creating. It entails custom modules and freeform. So it was all the information about the first page. Let's see the next page. First of all, we will complete this page. So suppose I want to give the name fin plan, and in the description I will give the name it is an application for planning and budgeting. And here we are focusing on the custom, so that's why we have created the option custom. Then here you can see the icon of next, so click this. So I have also given some glitch was there on the application, so that's why it was not taking the name. So I have changed the name, that is plan bus. So here you're talking about the different components in the next page, that is start and end year, first month of the fiscal year, weekly distribution, and rolling forecast. So if I talk about the time periods, so these are start and end year in the first, this one. So it includes historical actuals years, and the most suitable years are current year minus 3 and current year plus 3. So you can fetch it here that if you want to go for different type of year forecasting, so you can start with that specific year, and for how many years you want to do the forecasting, you can go with that specific ones. So suppose I am starting with current year minus 3, that is 22, and plus 3. $28. So here we have the first month of the fiscal year. So the first month of fiscal year, this defines the month of your company's fiscal year, that how it begins. Like if I talk about the US based companies, so their financial year is start with January, and as for India as concerned, so their financial year start with the April month. So it depends totally upon the company where it is situated and where it has the headquarters, and what kind of fiscal year the company has. So different countries might have the different fiscal years, whatever their financial statement as well as financial year procedure is there. So they follow that procedure. So it is a multi-period option for the companies, so that companies, whenever the companies wants the option to start with the fiscal year, so they can go for it, as well as wherever the company is situated. It doesn't matter that what is your fiscal year, what is your financial year, so you can start with that year specific one, as well as you can put and inbuilt your specific month on that application. So weekly distribution is all about the different distribution that we have under this. So it contains 445 distribution, 454 distribution, and 544 distribution. It talks about a year, that how these years are segregated, and how it contains the weekly distribution uh, tools. Like here you can see that 445, like this type of weekly distribution is there, as well as the quarter month distribution is there, like 4 4 5 we can go for it. So different type of distribution that we have under the creating application. In the rolling forecast, we will enable the rolling forecast. You might have a doubt that what is rolling forecast. So a rolling forecast, also known as a continuous forecast, it is a financial planning and budgeting methodology that continuously adapts a financial forecast for a fixed time horizon. So, unlike a traditional static budget that is created once a year for a fixed 12 months period, a rolling forecast is lining the dynamic documents that is consistently refreshed. So, here we will keep this option enabled. Then here you can see that we have period frequency, so here we will select the option monthly, and other details we also have like task list. So here we have uh, selected the EPM task manager, so we will just keep it as default. So the main another component that we have, it is main currency. So what the main currency is, so main currency is the currency where the headquarters of that company is situated, and in which country the headquarters of the company is situated. And what is the currency of it? Like multi-currency, under this we also have the option of multi-currency, like whether the application needs support multiple currency or the branches of that specific company is in the different countries or not. So if their branches is in the different countries, so that we can enable this option, we can tick off this option. As well as if I talk about the main currency, so where the main currency is situated and where the main company is situated, we can take the currency of that country. So we can also call that this is the reporting currency. It means the primary currency of for reporting. So here we have taken the USD, and after that we have enabled the option multi-currency, yes, and name of input cube. So here we have given the cube name plan 1. We will also understand that what is cube and dimensions, what is the difference between cube and dimensions. So here we will learn it, that what are the cubes and dimension, but we will learn it further. We will keep it as default at plan 1, and the name of reporting cube is plan bus. We will also enable the sandbox. So sandbox all about the dummy calculation instance, where you can do the rough calculation, as well as you can make the demo financial planning version of the instance. So it is good for background calculations. So we will create and we will enable this sandbox. So now we will click on the next. So here you can see that we have total 6 dimensions of the cube, metadata and custom dimensions. So period, accounts, years, scenario, version, and entity. So here we have different 6 dimension, like period, account, year, scenario, vision, and entity. So here it is asking about, does the company have the metadata for it, or it will load the metadata after creating the application. So as for company is concerned, company can choose it on their planning documents, that whether they are going to load the metadata in the beginning itself, or they will load the metadata after creating the application. So from here we have the option for loading the metadata, that is choosing file. So if file is already there, so absolutely we can go for accounts dimension. We can load the metadata within uh, within this account while creating the application. But in current point we don't have an current data with us, that's why we will not upload it here. We will simply click on the next option. So from here you can see the option review. So under the review and create, it's all about before the final creation, a summary page will display all your selections. Review the information, it is all about the summary, that whatever you have selected in the past, so you have to check it wisely. Once if you are satisfied, so you can click create. So the application creation process will begin. It may take several minutes to complete, as the system builds the application shell, dimensions, cubes in the background. Once finished, you will receive a confirmation message, and your new PBCS application will be ready for configuration and use. After the application is created, you can begin the process of loading the metadata. As we have also discussed, that we can also load the metadata while creating the application, but the one mandatory clause is that you should have the proper file for it to load the metadata while creating the application. Otherwise you can create the application uh, after the instance made. So it is all about designing the various planning artifacts like forms, dashboards, and business flows, that how this instance will work for us. So you can create, we can click on this option, the create. Here we will create it. So here, this is the live problem that we are facing, that there are no data sources available, as we have not filled the metadata file uh, in the previous form, in the customized one. So that's why it is showing data sources not available. Otherwise it will show uh, the creating application the option. So customize, under the customize you have to fill all of the dimensions if you are interested to fill, so you can fill it. Sometimes it also enables the process, but I would prefer you, and I would recommend you, that you can load the metadata after creating the application. So it is something is happening with the application, so there might be a glitch with the application, so that's why it is not creating the application a perfect instance application. So that's why we will go to back and we will create the sample application. So here we will click on the sample application, so we will practice on it. So I have clicked on create the application, a sample application, and we will also discuss that what is the difference between dimension as well as the cubes. So we'll talk about it. It will take the time. You can see the interface that it is showing that application is created. Again, the error creating demo application. So might someone has created the application. Again, we can refresh it. Again, we will go to the application and we will create it. We will check the link whether it's coming or not. Yeah, so someone has already created the application, so that's why we couldn't create the sample application. But if you will click on the sample application, so it will definitely click that application and it will create the application. It will take the time, but it will be created. So here we will also discuss that what are the Essbase properties, the dimensions Essbase properties, and the main thing that we will discuss here, that what is the difference between dimension and cubes. So first we will go to the dimensions, create and manage. Here you can see, you can click on this option. So let me clear that what are the dimensions. So dimensions are the fundamental categories used to organize, store, and analyze the business data. They provide the structure for your financial plans, budgets, and forecast. So dimensions in PBCS or PBCs are like different categories or ways to look at your business data. In Crux, it is the categories to store and organize the business data. So now I am inclined to discuss the difference between dimension and the cube. Cubes are like the spatial organized containers that contains information of your financial data. So think of a cube as having a multiple sides or dimensions. Each dimensions represents a category of your business data. So if we want to see the dimension, we will use the paint to understand it. So here we are creating the cube. So you can see that we have the cube, and under this we have different dimensions. So dimensions are simply the face of the cubes. So you can see that this dimensions could be account dimension if we will just talk about the planning instance. So this dimension could be the account dimension. Let me write it. This can be account. This could be product dimension. Product dimension. And then we also have the entity dimension. Entity talks about the business departments as well as the cost centers. It also includes different types of business locations as well as its place, that where the company is situated, as well as what are the departments of it. So, so it is a comprehensive dimension that we have in the planning instance. So we have entity here. So it is totally the cube that we are talking about. So here you can understand the different type of dimensions we have under the cube. As you know, dimension is the containers totally that represents the categories of your account, that how you looks to the business, what kind of what kind of different categories you have created for your financial planning, workforce planning, as well as your project planning. So let's go for further concept, that is dimension member property. So think of it like this: every account is a unique individual and its properties are its DNA. So the DNA that determines that how data is aggregated and how it interacts with business rule and calculation, how it displayed and formatted, and how it handles the planning, forecasting, and actuals. So we will see here that what the dimension members property are. So you can see here we have a different kind of dimension members property. So let's take a screenshot of it. We will understand through the print, so the concepts would be more clear to you. So here we will paste it. So we will define the name here. So name here, it is the unique internal identifier number for account. It's often a code or a short abbreviation. So I can write it here. So it would be more unambiguous to you, it would be more clear to you. Even you can also make a note that I have recommended you to operate this instance. So it is the unique internal identifier. In the second line we have the description. As we've also discussed the description in creating application, so it is same like the description of the creating application of the instance. So it's all about the explanation. This field allows you to provide a more detailed user friendly explanation or context for the accounts. So what it is, we can see that these are the explanation. These are the explanation, and it includes the field allows you to provide a more detailed user-friendly explanation or context for the account. So we can write it here. It is in context for the account. In the another thing, we have the alias table. So what is alias table? So alias table has the names or the labels for the same members. So this is all about default. It is being default. So we will not mention, but we will here talk about the alias. So it is the alternative name. Here you can write it that this is the alternative name for both the things. So it is the alternative name of the specific account. So here we have the account type, the next member. So account type classifies the financial nature of the account, like whether the account that you have loaded, is it an asset, liability, equity, or an expense. So we can here mention it. The account type talks about financial nature of the account. So it classifies the financial nature of your account. Under this we have the time balance and the various reporting. So various reporting determines the differences between the actual and the forecast. So how it is look like? So it is contains of the non-expense and the expense thing. If a positive variance actual is greater than the budget, if actual is greater than the budget, so absolutely it would be the expense account. And if budget and if the actual is the less than your budget, so it would be considered as incurred. So it is all about a non-expense and the expenses that we have. So it's a difference, you can see that's a difference between the actual and forecast. Here we will write it. That it talks about the difference between actual and the forecast. Another thing that we have the time balance. That is time balance. So time balance is the flow. The values accumulate over time. The sum of monthly values equal the quarterly or the annual value. This typically for income statement counts. Like quarter 1 we have the Jan revenue plus Feb revenue plus March revenue. So this is totally the flow that we are talking about. It is the aggregation of the past accounts, aggregation of the previous months that we had. And if I talk about the balance, so it has the value at the end of a periods. Like it is generally available for the assets thing. So it talks about the ends balance that we are going to surpass it. So here we also have the skip thing. Like in skip, it is the simple thing in business rule. When you write a calculation script, you can use the skip missing command. This tells the calculation engine to skip over any data blocks that are entirely missing data. We will also see the results in the smart view, that how this missing block uh, dictates uh, as well as show that how missing blocks is coming. This saves a tremendous amount of time as the system doesn't have to process empty intersection. So it is a standard practice for all calculations to improve the performance. As well as in the data forms we can also see, like on a data form, the suppress missing blocks and suppress zone options are a form of skip. So it is totally the substitute of that. Under that we have the exchange rates tab. So what is exchange currency rate? So it is for the companies operating in the multi currencies as well as the countries handling the foreign exchange. So it takes the exchange rate as well as what is the exchange rate of that currency in different countries. So it totally depicts these all stuffs. So you can write it. I can also mention it here because it is the important part. That it talks about the countries operating in multiple currencies. So it is a rate of exchange. This is a rate of exchange for currency in different countries. It's totally the rate of currency. So you can see here that how the mem property is working and what are the different mem properties is like name, description, alias table, as well as alias, the alternative names that I have already depicted. The another thing that we have, the account type, it talks about the revenue, expenses, liability, as well as the different norms of the account creature. We also have the difference reporting thing, that is various reporting, that includes the non-expense and the expense thing. If we will open it, so we will see the two options here. So as we have discussed, that expense would be more if the actual is more than the budget, so absolutely it would be more expensive. And if actual is less than the budget, so or equal to budget, so it would be non-expense thing for us. So it's a difference kind of thing. Escape is that how the data cells show the results, as well as how the data shows the suppressed form. Is it a missing or the zero label things? In the exchange rate type, it is already defaulted but not enabled. So exchange rate type is all about the companies, that where the companies is situated and what is the exchange rate of that company in different currency, as well as of that currency in different countries. So these are the different forms that we have to discuss, and how the companies decide these all stuffs in their planning budgeting zone. So it is really the different, as well as considerable things where all the consultants work and emphasize on the specific field, and what would be the nomenclature, as well as the perfect structure of the company would be there. So it is already mentioned on the company's policies, as well as their standard policy, that how they define and how they emphasize on on the main area of their planning, as well as the forecasting. So the next thing we also have here, the data storage. If we will open this storage account, data storage account, so what would be there here? So we will see that we have the different options like store, dynamic calc and store, as well as dynamic calc and never share, label only. So data store, we have different things like stores is all about enabling the cells to enter, as well as to input your data within the uh, within the cells. Whatever your data is there, as well as whatever your numbers are there, so you can input on this option. And dynamic calc is all about automatically calculation. Like generally we use this process in the parents member in a particular instance, like uh, we have the cash accounts, cash and cash equivalents account under the asset head, and under the cash and cash equivalents we have several child members like cash, as well as the market securities, and also the cash and inventories, as well as cash and bond. So under the child label, if I want to input some data, so absolutely instance provides the total permission to the user, so that they can input the numbers within the blank cells. And in this blank cells, whatever the total would be there, so we can see their total on their parents member, like whatever the total of the child members would be there, so we can see that its total would be aggregated to the cash and cash equivalents. So it will add all this to whatever is in the child member, like cash, as well as the marketable securities. So it is totally the talk about talk of different child members, where uh, how these store member would be input the data, as well as how the calculation occur, as well as we also uses the different kind of uh, uh, member formula to calculate the parent member, as well as how the member would be calculated through different calculations. Just like if I want to calculate the gross profit, so how would I calculate? So here I will use the member formula. For that specific thing, I need two things, like total revenue, as well as the cost of goods sold. So direct cost, I wanted to calculate the gross profit, as well as I also want the total revenue, that what is the sales of that specific company. Then I can absolutely create as well as calculate the gross profit easily. So for that thing, I generally use the member formula, and I mention as well as create the rule under that. So it is all the story of the data storage. That's why it is already given the options of store. Let's go to the instance. We will see it here. Store, dynamic calc and store, never share property. Label only is talk about the users can only read it. They cannot make the changes as well as make inputs on the blank cells. So that's why it is from the name itself we can understand that it is totally for the label only, and it is totally to read. So we have completed a lot of members property here, that whatever the member properties was there, like name, description, account type, various reporting, time balance, skip, exchange rate, as well as the data storage. So from for tomorrow we will discuss the two pass calculation, that was is the two pass calculation, and even the rest thing like plan type, data type, as well as the smart list. We will also discuss these all stuffs tomorrow. So this was all for the today, and I hope you have enjoyed this session. Whatever the doubt would be there, so you can ask me without any hesitation. So thank you for watching this video.